There is someone in your life who always wins every argument. They twist your words, make you feel guilty for things you did not do. You try standing up to them and somehow you end up apologizing. It feels exhausting, like you are trapped in a game where the rules keep changing. Look, they are not unbeatable. Narcissistic people rely on specific tactics that only work when you do not see them coming. Once you understand the 7 things that actually break their control, everything shifts. They panic. They lose their power over you. What most people miss is this. You do not even have to fight back. You just stop reacting the way they expect. So let me show you exactly what these 7 things are and how they change everything. Think about every argument you have had with them. You spend hours trying to make them understand your side. You explain why you did something, why you felt a certain way, why their behavior hurt you. You give examples. You stay calm. You choose your words carefully, thinking this time they will finally get it, but they never do. Instead, they pick apart everything you said. They find one small thing to focus on and ignore the rest. Or they act like you are overreacting and being too sensitive. You leave those conversations feeling more frustrated than when you started. Now imagine this. Next time they try to start something, you just say, okay, and walk away. No explanation, no defense, no trying to make them see your point. Watch what happens. They will follow you. They will push harder. They will say things like, why are you being like this? Or, you are not even trying to talk to me. That reaction tells you everything. They need you to explain yourself because that is how they keep you engaged. When you stop feeding into it, they lose the script. They do not know what to do when you are not trying to win them over anymore. For the longest time, you let things slide. They show up late and you wait. They cancel plans last minute and you say, no problem. They talk over you and you stay quiet. Why? Because saying something feels uncomfortable. You worry about starting conflict or coming across as difficult. So you swallow your frustration and pretend everything is fine. But deep down, it builds up. One day you finally decide enough is enough. You tell them straight up that certain things are not acceptable anymore. Maybe you say, I am not available whenever you need something. Or, I need you to stop talking to me that way. Their response? Pure shock. How dare you set limits with them? They might laugh it off like you are joking. They might get angry and accuse you of changing or being unreasonable. Some will even flip it and act hurt like you are attacking them for no reason. This reaction happens because boundaries destroy their access to you. They have been operating without restrictions this whole time. Suddenly having rules makes them feel powerless. They will test those boundaries repeatedly, hoping you will break. But the moment you hold firm without feeling bad about it, something shifts. They realize you are not the same person they could push around before. They thrive on getting a rise out of you. Every insult, every snide comment, every passive-aggressive text is designed to make you respond emotionally. They want you angry. They want you defensive. They want tears or yelling or long paragraphs explaining how wrong they are. Your reaction is their fuel. It proves they still matter. It shows they can still affect you. So what happens when you just go blank? When they say something hurtful and you simply nod or shrug? When their provocations get met with silence or a simple cool? They escalate. They say worse things. They bring up old wounds. They involve other people to get your attention. This desperation is visible. Narcissistic individuals cannot stand being irrelevant. Emotional reactions make them feel significant. When you remove that supply, when your face stays neutral and your energy stays calm, they lose their favorite weapon. You become boring to them, and that is exactly where your power lives. For too long, everything revolved around managing them. Your mood depended on whether they were pleased or upset. Your plans got adjusted based on their availability. Your thoughts stayed occupied with analyzing their behavior. They became the center, while your own goals sat on hold. Then something changes. You start investing energy elsewhere. New hobbies, different friend circles, personal projects that excite you. Suddenly, your world expands beyond their reach. You have conversations they know nothing about, experiences they were not included in, happiness that exists completely separate from them. This terrifies narcissistic individuals more than arguments ever could. They survive by being your main focus. When you create fulfillment without their involvement, their importance shrinks. They notice you are not asking for their opinion anymore, not updating them constantly, not seeking their approval. They will try inserting themselves back in, acting interested in your new interests, or suddenly being extra nice. But you have tasted freedom. And once you realize how good life feels without them consuming it, going back becomes impossible. They are master storytellers. Anytime something goes wrong, their version sounds so convincing. They describe situations where they are always the reasonable one and everyone else overreacted. They recall conversations with details that make you question your own memory. You start doubting what actually happened because their confidence is that strong. But then you begin noticing patterns. Their stories always paint them as the victim or the hero, never the problem. You talk to others who dealt with them and hear completely different accounts of the same incidents. Suddenly, their narratives stop adding up. Once you trust your own perception again, their spell breaks. They lie about small things. They exaggerate their struggles. They rewrite history to suit whatever point they are making. When you stop nodding along and start questioning inconsistencies, they get rattled. Because manipulation only works on people who second-guess themselves. The moment you believe your eyes and ears over their words, they cannot gaslight you anymore. That awareness is everything. Every phone call, every text message, every time you check their social media or ask mutual friends about them. That is supply. Narcissistic individuals feed off being thought about. It does not even matter if the attention is positive or negative. As long as you are focused on them, they win. So you decide to cut it off completely. No more stalking their profiles. No more responding within seconds. No more initiating contact to see how they are doing. You go quiet. Not out of anger or revenge, just genuine disinterest. Days pass, and they notice the shift. Suddenly they are posting more, sending random messages, creating situations that force interaction. Why? Because your absence creates a void they cannot fill. Attention was their oxygen, and you just shut off the supply. They will try everything to pull you back in. Fake emergencies, sudden kindness, even picking fights. But if you stay unmoved, if your focus remains elsewhere, they eventually realize you are no longer their audience. And without an audience, their performance means nothing. For so long, they seemed larger than life, intimidating, always in control, like they possessed some special ability to read your mind and stay 10 moves ahead. You gave them this untouchable status in your head. But once you step back and observe without emotion, you see the truth. They are deeply insecure. Every manipulation tactic comes from fear of being exposed or abandoned. Their aggression hides weakness. Their confidence is performance. They are not special or extraordinary, just damaged people using learned behaviors to survive. When this realization hits, something fundamental changes inside you. They shrink down to normal size. Their words lose impact. Their tactics become predictable and almost sad to watch. You stop fearing them because you finally understand what they actually are. Broken individuals stuck in patterns they cannot escape. And honestly, that is the ultimate freedom. So those are the 7 things that completely break their control. Which one hit hardest for you? Are you already doing some of these without even realizing it? Here is what I really want to know. If you are still dealing with someone like this right now, which point are you going to try first? And if you have already walked away from a narcissistic person, how long did it take before you stopped doubting yourself? Drop your story in the comments because I guarantee someone else needs to hear it. Let's help each other out down there.